This video should discuss Ripple because they have a serious and significant message and want to shake the cryptocurrency world. We're going to discuss the Standard Chartered community and how they're developing their Bitcoin alternative sell well, but they're not purchasing. The price of Bitcoin is slightly declining. It's important to maintain a 64 position and hold on. We can proceed now. In the worst case scenario, hypothetical 60k decline, prepare the tissues. Let's begin. As we're facing significant challenges. However, I don't believe we're gaining. Bitcoin as it seems to be in a prime position. Without further ado, let's dive right in for an upside move. Bitcoin $4,175, 64% above the previous day, arriving at 355. Bitcoin is currently experiencing a decline. We anticipate the USD and USC to reach 3.05%. They've got a mean lean XRP of 49. Yes, it is correct. Yes, you heard correctly. It is down 1.6%, over 20% to 49 cents. The total market value of cryptocurrencies over the past 90 days has reached $2 trillion. Right now, 359 billion. Marketplaces are dull, extremely sentimental. A rail wreck has occurred. We repeatedly consolidate in that before dropping and reorganizing. Once we reach a stable position, we begin to descend further. This will end and you'll move past these tough days. You won't even remember them. And when the 42 to 5 trillion comes to an end, double where we are now, consider the price of Bitcoin. Think about the value of your favorite altcoin. In 2025 will witness remarkable explosions as numerous altcoins are undergoing a surge in value that surpasses anything you've ever witnessed or encountered. This is all due to institutional money entering the market, as demonstrated by the Bitcoin ETF. There are reports that an ETF will launch in roughly 2 weeks. If both XRP and S in a trail, that wouldn't surprise me. Therefore, as retail investors, we should be proud of ourselves if we manage to secure a basket when institutional money floods the markets. Let's give ourselves a round of applause for completing all these tasks. We propelled these markets to a value of $2.8 trillion over the weekend, a remarkable feat given the sponsorship of today's video. The cryptocurrency store, also known as the XRP store, sponsored this event. Grab a tumbler. We have the 40s and the 30s and 8 distinct hues of caps and pillows, and we even have Bitcoin from the chain link cup. The Bitcoin cup most likely belongs to sale. Now I'll share my thoughts with you now. The colors on it combined with this photo give it a unique appeal. Not fair. It turned out beautifully. Shipping is free to any location. I don't care where you live in the world. We mail them to you at no cost. The delivery time typically ranges from 5 to 8 days, and we ship them when you place your order. We engrave them and dispatch them on the same day. Keep in mind that the man receives the engraved logo upon request. Which one am I holding at the moment? Bright blue laser engraving. The 40 is significantly superior to the 30, which is somewhat cumbersome to transport. Nevertheless, I continue to cherish this item. I am uncertain as to why individuals maintain the notion that it is necessary to engage in physical activity and consistently fling objects about you. Added 40 of liquid and some ice, so get your curls on. People remain in the charter they are developing. They are currently developing a temporary trading desk for Ethereum and Bitcoin. The new London-based desk will soon join the banks begin operations, according to FX trading unit insiders with knowledge of the situation. As of right now, the charter would be among the first global banks to engage in spot cryptocurrency trading. For those who had predicted that banks wouldn't get into cryptocurrency, well, guess what? How long have people been telling us that story? What is the duration of a Bitcoin max outage? We as XRP holders were eagerly awaiting the bank's arrival and that the banks will collaborate. What are you seeing now? Ripples and banks using XRP. As we predicted, banks are entering the market and obtaining the AOL of Bitcoin and Ethereum right away. Afterwards, the banks will gradually diversify, with XRP being one of the assets they will hold, sell, and use. The bank asserts its support for digital asset custodians. The bank claims to support Zodiac custody and trading on Zodiac marketplaces, according to Bloomberg. This is really exciting news. This is what you're looking for. This is the uptake phase following which the Bitcoin options. The Bitcoin market is not buying. Pricing sensitivity. There is a bias for $100,000 in Bitcoin calls and the demand for calls at $100,000 suggests that traders are getting ready for a new rally in 2025. That's correct, but the rally isn't happening until 2025. This year we'll see a rally in Bitcoin, and this is the key number that we should be watching right now. 74K. If we surpass 74 000, we should witness a meteoric rise that could reach the upper 80s. At this point we will reach $100,000 by the end of the year, and we will reach the $90,000 range before our next cool-off period in retracement. $660,000 is all for Bitcoin with a potential peak price of $250,000. It states that the choice market exhibits call bias even as the cost continues to decrease. This trend is becoming more pronounced. A demand for calls indicates that good people are not worried because they know a recovery is on the way. At 100, $000 indicates that, according to one trading business trader, are preparing for a fresh rally into 2025. That's the kind of news that interests you. This news is extremely optimistic, and after that, according to Zoom, the banks won't tell you straight out what's going on. The perpetrators will keep it hidden and not lighted behind closed doors. This will continue until someone calls them out and exposes their actions, and before they uncover the information, there will inevitably be a leak at some point. When will that point arrive is the question. Connect the dots. We are so close, he says. Regarding XRP, we aren't incorrect, rather we are simply very early, and we are aware of this because we have been here before. Smoke deleted the original tweet because he asserts that regulations, having already established the necessary infrastructure, are the turning point for the institutional adoption of cryptocurrencies. Yes, banks like JP Morgan and HSBC, among others, are turning on new blockchain-based systems in 2024. Remember to include Bank of America. Remember PNC Bank and what it stands for. It's straightforward. They're waiting for the United States to establish clear regulations before these banks open for business. Now we are drawing ever closer. Ethereum seems to have acknowledged the acceptance of Bitcoin. We have 3S assets with regulatory permission in addition to XRP's approval. In other words, the banks are simply waiting for word whether it comes from the CF or the SEC. That's all there is to the CFI. However, I often forget the word because it's still too early. I'm sorry, but they're waiting for a word or a signal to call. The bat represents the idea that all systems are operational. Nevertheless, in my opinion, they are still positioning themselves as you would expect when working with governments and banks. It's an extremely arduous and slow process, so let's not rush it. We're going to forget this and head back a little bit later in 2018. This individual is she's the president of Ripple. I think Monica has been chatting with Michelle for a while now, who is the world's head of state bond relationships with Ripple, discussing RS and this article from 2018. Before we leave you with two more questions. Question S. Please take a moment to share your insights. How do you see the global regulatory landscape developing over the next 2 to 4 years to shake out? As I mentioned earlier, this is a really exciting area of policy, and there is undoubtedly an upward trend. Regulators are interacting with one another, sharing knowledge, adopting new frameworks, and generally doing a fantastic job. I believe that while there are some issues, there are many more. I believe Ripple is eager to assist us with the work at hand. Please let us know how we may be of assistance. You are aware of our offerings, our technological solutions, and our fintech expertise. We also assist policymakers in understanding the blockchain narrative and its operation. We have active engagement with 50 governments worldwide, and I believe that the regulators are paying attention and have been incredibly responsive. From a U.S. perspective, Ripple collaborates with 50 governments worldwide, accounting for 25% of all governments. As of 2018, there are 200 governments in the world. How large do you think the current number of governments is, and how did we arrive at this mark? Is trickier. This is quite significant. He claims that using the Interledger protocol, the same Interledger technology that Apple implemented back in 2018, XRP can scale to infinity. XRP designed its liquidity strategy to accommodate 7 to 9 billion users. They are working on a variety of projects. They won't be successful at everything, but even if they manage to reach 1% of the world's population of 7 billion, it still amounts to a sizable user base and a lot of liquidity moving through. James Wallace Schatz, ILP and UND demand liquidity. He claims that we are collaborating with numerous central banks worldwide. The video mentions these central banks, who as of 2018 claimed to be collaborating with 50 governments. That represents 1/4 of all governments now in place worldwide out of 200. We have recently learned about this and continue to do so. They collaborate with all governments. People are everywhere on Earth except Antarctica. This thing is going to blow, and I hope you're ready for it. There will be straps around you. You've put on your helmet and are ready for the upcoming moon mission XRP in 2025. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more new videos.